Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an UDES 03. It's a tier 8 Swedish tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Halluf encounter, and it's under the command of Joko 2014. And battle started. Well, you've got two options for gun on this tank destroyer. It is the first of the pneumatic tank destroyers, and he's just going to siege mode right now. You can either have the 90mm gun or the 105, and he's opted for the 105, which has got 390 alpha penetrating 288mm of armor, standard APCR ammunition, and premium APCR as well with 330 penetration. Now the alpha damage on the HE, he's only got 5 rounds, is 480 penetrating 53mm of armor. But as I say, it's tier 8, so the tanks on the enemy team are going to have substantial armor. And oh, now he just got splashed by a GW Panther. I don't think that was a direct hit. I think that was a near miss, and I think that was a speculative shot because he wasn't seen. I think the GW was just trying to see if anybody was at home, and unfortunately Joko managed to lose some hit points in the process. But it does sort of indicate that the enemy Arty is looking around for targets and didn't seem to have anything, because he didn't hit him directly, just near miss. Okay, so we're going over to this corner. This is an encounter battle. Oh, a shell just went in there. So somebody's shooting across the valley, and I don't think he's been seen. His sixth sense hasn't gone off, and we are presuming he's got sixth sense. Oh, he knocked that tree down. Now that might tell somebody there's going to be somebody in this bush very shortly. Now he's having a look over the valley. Still nothing yet. Okay, now one of the other things about the Swedish tank destroyers, they drive backwards very quickly as well as forwards. It's amazing, isn't it? They built a vehicle that could retreat as fast as it could advance. Well, if you're living in Sweden, I suppose, then you do probably want to retreat, shoot, and try and keep the enemy on the back foot. There's an awful lot of tanks over in that corner, and from this position he can get nice shots into the distance if he can see the enemy tanks. And the problem is, some of those tanks are outside his draw range. I mean, he can see his own teammates because they're within the draw range, but he can't really see the enemy just yet. I suppose he's hoping that one of the enemy is going to come up over that rise. If the enemy does come from the southeast, then the Scorpion G is probably going to spot them or proximity spot them, in which case then we'll get a chance to turn and shoot. He's just keeping an eye on them anyway. Oh, now somebody went into the dip, the Leo, and he's trying to cross up, and they've already lost one tank in that corner. I have the feeling that Joko's preparing for the enemy if he breaks through and starts coming around this corner, or starts coming around the corner in the northwest end, coming this way. And he's effectively suggesting that these guys, his teammates up there, are going to fail, and he's going to have to hold off the enemy horde. Well, there's a lot of tank destroyers near the town. He's gone into siege mode. That will increase his accuracy, but it does decrease his speed. His Arty's on this corner as well. The Lorraine 15550. And there's an M12 on the team as well. And he's put around into that P43. There's a few enemy tanks that have not been spotted yet. There's the SU-100. He's been seen. there's a pair of Scorpion Gs that have not been spotted, as well as their GW Panther and their S51. Those are probably the tanks that are actually defending their cap area. And there's a Challenger directly across the valley. We can see where their UDES is. He's actually defending their side as well, just in case our side breaks through. He's trying to go up as high as he can. Oh, gone back to siege mode. Trying to get his gun to bear on that T69. Yes, good shot. The one thing you can say about this 105mm gun, it has good penetration at range. That Leo tried shooting back, didn't get any joy, and I think he was probably aiming for our teammates. And oh, our Lorraine 15550 went down to their Carnarvon Action 10. Now, we didn't see where the Carnarvon Action 10 is. Oh, now we know where he is. He's just popped up. He came up between that pass. Now I'm moving round. I wonder, is he going to try and... Oh, there's the Scorpion. And that's one of the Scorpions that hasn't been seen. And we've been spotted now as well. So he might be on the receiving end of Arty rounds. After all, we're tier 8. Scorpion's looking, but he hasn't got a shot yet. Remember, there is a ridgeline there. Makes it difficult for the enemy to shoot over. And the Challenger's coming up from the southeast. Okay, well, Joko's decided he's going to get into a position where he can shoot at that Scorpion through the bushes. Into siege mode. Just staying on the edge of the bush mechanic. There's the Scorpion. Did he go round? I think he went around. Unless, of course, it's the other Scorpion. No, I think it's the other Scorpion. Well, here's that Scorpion. He's going to take at least a couple of shots. Well, there's one. And unfortunately, he just put a round into our AT7. But he's slow to turn his turret, this thing. Now he's paid for that. Okay, pulling away. It's his second kill. We're going to see that Carnarvon Action 10 too soon. Again, he's trying to use the natural defences, the bushes and these buildings. He's gone to siege. Now presumably that SU-100M1 is still up there, as well as the UDES 03 and the 53 TP. Now there's the Carnarvon. He's going after our guys, I think. Oh, UDES is coming to sight. Okay, stay where you are. Okay. Goes to siege mode. Good shot. Takes out the UDES. Nice kill. He didn't see us. And there's the SU-100M1. And he takes a big hit. And he's killed by the ISM. So that was useful. The enemy's now got only 4 tanks left now. They've got a 53 TP up there somewhere. There he is. Low hit points. Go to siege mode. You might be able to squeeze around through that gap. If he comes into view, he's got to try and get round to kill the ISM if he can. They've only got 3 tanks left now. It's the 53 TP2 Artys. And our IKV, he's coming back this way. So we've got the advantage. We've only got 1 Arty left, but the enemy is in a bit of a pickle here. I think they lost all their tanks trying to attack and capture us, and all they did is waste all of their health and get wiped out. So now that 53 TP is just over this rise. What we can do is go to siege mode once we're up on top, and then creep forward and shoot him. Oh, he's not even going to bother with that. Just shoot him. Nicely done. And now 2 Artys. But there's an S51 and a GW Panther, and one of the Artys just fired, so he's now in reload. Presumably that would have been the GW Panther. Now we're staying in cover as much as we can as we're moving, not to be spotted or to make it obvious. We can either go through the gap between the rocks or we go the long way round. The IKV's coming up, the ISM's following us, so if we spot them, just have a quick look in that corner. There's the GW. Okay, so we're going to be spotted. He's just fired, so we can take our time, go to siege mode, and one shot, and that's all it takes. Now, go back into... Oh, now we know where the S51 is, and it's a big hit, I'm afraid, and we are stunned, but we're going to get to him first. Even though we're stunned, he's reloading. It's going to take him a while to reload. That was a big shell. And presumably that means he's got the 203mm howitzer, the B4, which means he's got a 30-second reload at least. And that means we can just drive up and shoot him because he's still going to be loading his gun when we arrive. And he's just over this rise. There you are. Hello. Bye-bye. Yep. He was still loading, and that's a Top Gun. And a Pascucci's. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a first class tank for Joko 2014 in the UDES 03. He managed to get a Master Gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating hits on the road, Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a Fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly, but out of the epic medals, he picked up a Pascucci's medal. He killed 2 enemy SPGs, the GW Panther and the S51. He got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. He got 6 exactly, and he also picked up a tank sniper because he was the one who got the most damage at long range, at least 300 meters, at least 8 shots in total, and his win rate for that game was 5,734. Let's have a look at the team score. Yep, he did get the highest damage, 3,168 hit points of damage. Next high scorer was the Carnarvon Action 10 with 3,129, and after that it was the S51 with 2,335. So the Arty on the enemy team, that B4 howitzer was very useful, and he did get 2 kills as well. When it came to kills, it was Joko who managed to get the highest amount. He got 6 kills, 2/5 of the enemy team. The next high scorer was the ISM who got 3 kills, so did the Carnarvon Action 10. And then there's 3 vehicles with 2 kills apiece, including the Lorraine 15550, the S51 and the P43 Tur. On the XP side, he was actually beaten by the ISM. He got 1,217 base experience points, and I think that's because he did a bit of spotting. Yes, he did a lot of spotting actually. 2,278. He got a Spartan, a steel wall and a patrol duty while he was on action in that corner, so that's why his XP was so much higher. Whilst Joko managed 994, and then we've got the Carnarvon Action 10 with 844. Joko fired 10 rounds, got 10 direct hits and 10 penetrations. God, talk about accuracy. 3,168 hit points, of which 1,637 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit. It was as the result of splash damage. He got hit twice. Once by the GW, who fired at him with a blind shot, and secondly by the S51 once he killed the GW, because he knew exactly where he was. And that was, I think, a very nasty direct hit, but it didn't penetrate the hull. At least I don't think it did, because if it had penetrated the hull, it would have probably wiped out Joko altogether. He spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 6, and on a free-to-play account he earned 27,709 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away 6,445 credits. He received 3 bonds for that battle for the trying to remember the awards. Oh, it was the Pascucci's, the Top Gun and the Tank Sniper. Those must be 1 apiece. And then he also picked up 994 base XP times 2 for the first victory of the day. Took away 1,988 experience points altogether. So a great little game there by Joko in the UDES. It's quite an interesting tank to play. As you saw, Joko wasn't actually going to siege mode to some of those shots. He was actually just relying on his skill to actually put the shell into the target. And I did that when I first had one of my Swedish wedges. And it was quite surprising that you don't have to go into siege mode. You just need to be fairly confident that you can get your shell to the spot where you want it. If you enjoyed that battle, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification button so you get alerted when a new video comes up. We do have a lot of replays to do. I'm trying to get through them as quickly as I can. I know some people have said, where's my replay? And really, we do have such a large number to do. It takes time, and especially when you're working on previous clients. And at this moment, this replay was from a previous client. So you see, I'm trying to work on a different program to the one that I normally have installed, and although I have them all separated out, it just takes longer to actually process a replay from an older client than it does from a newer one. So do bear with me. If you have a replay, if it's in the list, it will get done. Thanks for watching.